Today, I invite you to embark on a captivating journey into the fourth dimension. I must admit, I feel a twinge of apprehension about what I'm about to share in this video. The technique I'm going to unveil will empower you to manifest any desire, but first and foremost, you must truly believe that you hold the key to unlocking this greatness. Therefore, I encourage you to express your conviction in the comments of this video using the following phrase: I am the transformative power of my life. Now you are prepared to enter a realm of unimaginable achievements. So, let's delve in. Do you recall those ancient sages whose wisdom continues to echo in sacred texts? They spoke of two remarkable states of mind, the ordinary mind and the enlightened mind of Christ. Paul the Apostle elucidates that the typical human mind cannot comprehend divine vibrations. Why is this? Because, to it, such concepts seem utterly mad. Now, picture this: to the ordinary mind, the past and future are mere phantoms, the only moment that truly exists is now. For this mind, the past is simply a faded memory, and the future, an elusive promise. It doesn't believe you can go back in time, like flipping through an old photo album, nor can you seize the future as if it were a hidden treasure. However, here comes the mind of Christ, a four-dimensional perspective that perceives the past, present, and future as one grand cinematic experience in 4D. Why do you behave the way you do today? Because you are shackled by your habits, which hinder you from recognizing the wonders that await you. Yet, remember, habit is formidable, but it is not an immutable law. The time has come to awaken the mind of Christ within you and rewrite the rules of your own game. Prepare yourself for a personal revolution. Imagine dedicating just a few minutes of your day to immerse yourself in a universe where your greatest dreams have already come to fruition. Practice this daily, and you will uncover a world that resembles a game at its highest level, where your desires are already fulfilled, simply waiting for you. Now, let us examine the scriptures and conduct a spiritual checkup. In the book of Mark, Jesus encounters a tormented man residing in a cemetery, hiding behind tombstones as if they were invisible shields. Jesus commands, "Evil spirits, come out of him." Imagine yourself in the role of someone with a calm and open mind, seated at the feet of a great master, ready to absorb profound teachings. Replace the name of Jesus with imagination, or mind of Christ, and you will uncover a genuine lesson in spiritual psychology. When someone is trapped in the past, they are living in a mental cemetery. Each tombstone represents limiting beliefs, prejudices, and superstitions. Refusing to let the light in is akin to living in a state of confusion. The secret? Invoke your creative mind, your four-dimensional mind, which, with perseverance, pushes those shadows of the past away. Before long, you will be renewed, with a balanced mind in harmony with yourself. The story continues with Jairus, a synagogue leader, desperate for the life of his daughter, who is on the brink of death. He seeks help, and on the way, a woman suffering from a debilitating condition for 12 years touches Jesus and is instantly healed. Jesus, sensing the powerful energy of the act, asks who touched him. The woman admits it, and he reassures her, "Your faith has healed you. Go in peace." Then comes the news: Jairus' daughter has died. Jesus, ever optimistic, says, "Do not fear, only believe." Upon arriving at the house, he sends the curious away, takes the girl's hand, and awakens her as if she were merely sleeping. Now, let us interpret this psychologically. The Bible is not just a book of stories, but a cosmic self-help guide. The woman who suffered from a flow of blood embodies anyone who feels that their dreams are failing to materialize. With faith, she can stem the flow, shaping her desires. Similarly, you can activate your four-dimensional mind, assuming the identity of the person you wish to become. In this way, your dreams can be realized, just like the daughter of Jairus who was brought back to life. It mirrors the woman who, through faith, transformed her condition and moved forward. Progress towards a full state of life, stepping out of a state of spiritual death. To demonstrate your commitment to this transformation, write, "I believe," in the comments so we know you are genuinely ready to change your life. With your mind aligned with Christ's, you possess the power to revitalize those long-forgotten dreams, be it an ambition, a desire, or that dream you've held close to your heart. Everyone can experience a rebirth, almost like magic, when you believe that your desire is already real. At this moment, the desire transitions from being a distant idea to a living reality within you. Now, Pay attention, don't waste time questioning whether it's possible or not. Your ordinary mind may harbor doubts, but your mind in tune with Christ already knows that not only is it possible, but it's inevitable. To the world, your desire may seem lifeless, but to you, it's merely dormant and on the verge of awakening. Remember when Jesus dismissed the skeptical crowd? Do the same, close the door to doubt and create space solely for faith and conviction. This door serves as the dividing line between an ordinary mind and the mind of Christ. Step through it and you'll witness the miracle of your resurrected dreams. So, the pressing question is, are you living in the past, which is already dead, or, like that woman who ceased her bleeding, do you believe that an embraced desire is a living desire? Do you think you need to meet some past requirement or await someone else's assistance? Forget that. The only person capable of judging your path is you. What will your decision be? Will you remain in a state of uncertainty, or will you activate your mind in Christ to revive your dreams? Prepare yourself for the truth. Do you believe that your particular religious group possesses the exclusive ticket to salvation? Protestants, Catholics, Jews, Muslims, each asserts they have sole access to paradise, deeming others as mistaken. If you think that belonging to one of these groups is essential for your salvation, you are sheltering yourself behind superstitions and biases, much like a man lost among the gravestones of a cemetery. I understand that you interpret the Gospels from a psychological standpoint, but I need to believe that Jesus was a real individual. This belief brings me comfort. My response is, set aside the cemetery of outdated beliefs. Your imagination is the true creative force, it is God the Father. What you now perceive, though invisible to your ordinary mind, is the only reality for your Christ mind. Perhaps you don't recognize the connection between your inner thoughts and the world around you, but be assured that the world reflects your Christ mind. So, where do you stand? Are you someone ensnared in the past, or are you resurrecting your dormant dreams, treating them as if they are already a reality? Only you can answer that. Now, let us return to chapter 5 of the book of John, where the story unfolds further. Before we proceed, take a moment for a spiritual reflection. Will you activate your Christ mind to rejuvenate your dreams? The choice is yours. Prepare yourself for a mental revelation. The ancient storytellers guide us to Bethesda, the site of 5 porches, where individuals with various ailments gather. Tradition tells us that an angel stirs the waters of the pool, and the first person to enter is healed. Jesus encounters a paralyzed man and asks, "Do you want to be healed?" With a simple command, "Get up, pick up your bed, and walk," the man is healed. Let us delve into what this signifies. The pool represents your consciousness, and the angel signifies any idea you choose to embrace. When you become aware of an idea, the pool is stirred, and you are liberated from desire, for you no longer yearn for what you already possess. Here lies the secret: the first person to enter the pool is always healed. Who is that first person? It is you. Only you hold the power of the first person in the present. If you do not believe that you are already what you wish to become, you will remain confined by your limitations. We encounter 2 mental attitudes here: the common mind, which dwells in limitation and denial, and the mind of Christ, which exists in assumption and realization. You are faced with a choice: to remain trapped or to awaken your consciousness and plunge into the pool of realization. Once again, the decision rests with you. Prepare for a leap into the mind of Christ at a quantum level in time. Until now, our narrative has focused on the past, but it also hints at the future. When the disciples ask Jesus, "Master, what shall we eat?" he replies that there is a food they cannot even begin to imagine. He says, "Do not say that there are still 4 months until the harvest. Look now, the fields are already white for harvest." The mind of Christ perceives the future as something that is already unfolding in the present. Now, let us rewind a bit. Recall the Samaritan woman? She embodies your common 3-dimensional mind, while Jesus represents your 4-dimensional mind of Christ. She speaks of the well of desire, deep and seemingly unreachable, but the mind of Christ says, "Leave it to me, I can reach it." Your common mind is tethered to the 5 senses, which constantly confine you, yet there is a 6th husband awaiting: your powerful human imagination, eager to bring forth limitless possibilities. For far too long, you have accepted the limitations imposed by your 5 senses as absolute truths. But your imagination challenges you, dare to affirm what your senses would deny. Tell your senses that they do not have complete control because your imagination can transform everything. So, what will you choose? To remain within the limitations of your senses or to allow your imagination to take the reins and change your life? The choice is entirely yours. Prepare yourself for a story that will transform your life. Your imagination declares, I am the bread that came down from heaven, I am the wine. Come, celebrate with the bread of fulfillment. Now, let me share a tale from my childhood in Barbados. We were a large family, and feeding the animals was expensive. We took care of ducks, and feeding yourself is about what you nurture mentally. Just as ducks require a consistent diet to change, so do you. It's no use meditating in the morning and harboring negativity at night. If you wish to transform your mental diet, you need to focus on what is true and constant. Think about everything that is honest, just, pure, and of good reputation. Fill your mind with those thoughts, and you will become a personification of them. As you think in your heart, so are you. So, what will be your choice? Will you continue to feast on negative thoughts, or will you opt for a mental diet that transforms you into the best version of yourself? The choice is yours, but prepare for a journey through time and space. Let me tell you how I began this incredible journey. It was 1933 in New York, and I was studying Hebrew with my friend Abdullah. At that time, I was riddled with superstitions. I didn't eat meat, didn't drink, didn't smoke, and attempted to live a celibate life. Abdullah told me I was acting foolishly, but I didn't believe him. I had left Barbados 12 years earlier and didn't want to return as a failure. I had made money in theater, but I ended up losing it. When my parents came to visit me, a strong desire to return to Barbados arose. I had a conversation with Abdullah and he revealed something quite astonishing to me. You're already there. When you leave here, picture the streets lined with palm trees, just like in Barbados. I departed his house contemplating, I have no money, and I'm unemployed, yet I resolved to envision myself in Barbados. 2 weeks later, with no progress to report, I returned to Abdullah to explain my situation. He interrupted me, stood up with his turban and commanding presence, and declared, I've said everything I needed to say, before leaving and shutting the door behind him. It was December 3rd, and the last ship to Barbados was scheduled to depart on December 6th. Abdullah reiterated, You are in Barbados. On the morning of December 4th, I received an air letter from Barbados. When I opened it, a $50 check fell to the floor, sent by my brother Victor, inviting me to return home. One Christmas, I visited the shipping company, only to discover that there was only space available in third class. When I informed Abdullah of this, he responded, Who said you are traveling third class? You are in Barbados, and you will travel first class. I didn't see Abdullah before my departure, but something remarkable happened. Upon arriving at the port, the company agent informed me that there had been a cancellation, and I would indeed be traveling first class. This experience imparted a profound lesson. Imagination possesses the power to reshape our reality. Abdullah taught me the importance of remaining steadfast in an idea without wavering, and he never doubted that I was already in Barbados and would travel first class. After spending 3 transformative months in Barbados, I returned to New York with a fresh perspective. I engaged in activities I hadn't done in years, such as drinking and smoking. Abdullah was correct. When you embrace this principle, you begin to perceive life in a different light, stepping away from that graveyard of limiting beliefs. Since then, I've been living vibrantly in my imagination. I cannot claim to have always succeeded, but I strive not to accept merely what reason and the senses dictate. When I remain faithful to this new, mental diet, I find myself becoming the embodiment of the idea to which I have committed. From personal experience, I have learned that imagination can open pathways I never thought possible. My innermost self orchestrated every detail, and all I had to do was connect with the feeling of being in Barbados. I wandered through the streets of New York as if surrounded by palm trees in Barbados, and the right people appeared, playing their roles perfectly. Abdul taught me, be where you want to be, live as if you are already there, and you will be. Let us link this to biblical stories. When it is said that the well is deep and you have no bucket, or that there are 4 months until the harvest, we must dismiss those limitations. Our minds are like heavenly bread with flesh that we have yet to uncover. By relishing the idea that we are already living our desires and remaining committed to this mental diet, our aspirations can manifest into reality. Every individual, regardless of their circumstances, possesses this potential. No matter one's race, nationality, or belief, there are two distinct perspectives of the world, that of the natural man, who fails to grasp the things of the spirit, and that of the spiritual man, who does. The spiritual man, inhabiting a broader dimension, understands that everything is already a present reality, negating the need to wait months for the harvest. By liberating himself from prejudices and superstitions, his mind becomes fertile ground where his desires can flourish. The state you hold in your heart is your current goal. It is possible to intensely long for something, but if you do not accept it as real, it will remain dormant for you. Only when you fully align with the idea that you already possess what you desire does that desire come to life. Others may believe your dream has perished simply because you've ceased to speak of it, but you understand that it merely lies in a state of silence. As you progress, nurturing your belief, it stirs to life, sustained by your unwavering focus. The condition you find yourself in now has arisen from your awareness of it. To keep it thriving, you must tend to it as a mother nurtures her child. Action is energy multiplied by time, and according to scripture, the maximum time frame for manifestation is 3 days. So, assume now that you are already who you aspire to be and remain steadfast in that belief. Close your ears and eyes to anything that contradicts your new reality, and think from the perspective of your fulfilled desire, rather than merely about it. Before long, you'll be recounting how what once appeared lifeless is now vibrant and full of life. No state is truly dead, it is simply dormant within you, and with the nourishment that only you can provide, you can awaken it into a living reality. The purpose of this message is to remind you of the law of consciousness. You have always utilized this law, but now you are ready to wield it like a master. And so, my narrative comes to a close. What will be the next chapter of yours? The stage is set, the curtains are drawn, now it is your turn. You are the protagonist of your own story. Will you merely stand there, or will you take action? The choice lies in your hands, the stage is entirely yours. I wish for you to flourish in your dreams and manifest your true intentions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and leave your comments to support the channel, and together let's cultivate a powerful community that naturally manifests our potential in our lives. Until the next video.